Baltimore at Buffalo. Um, depending on where you look, Buffalo is a 1-point favorite, and the total is 51.5. This game is at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night. It's all over the place, though. Some places have the Bills -1, other places the Ravens -1. I've seen the Bills as high as +1.5. On Sunday night, producer Gifford was very upset after the show because he thought you and I were fighting when you said you liked the Bills, and I thought it was overreacting to the Bills' victory. And so, are we still fighting? Who do we trust the most in this game, Lamar or Josh?
No, I think the line's been drawn in the sand. You think Lamar's MVP. I think Josh Allen's MVP. You love this Ravens team. I love this Bills team. There's no fighting. We're just two men with two different opinions, and someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong. Um, Chad, I'm seeing basically every book has the Ravens as a favorite. So
Yeah, it's possible it's updated. Like
yeah.
to be fair, I got caught up doing something before the show began. Normally, I'm checking all the lines right before we come on, and the last time I checked them was like 10 o'clock this morning. So it's very possible that right now the Bills are no longer the favorite, and they are now an underdog of 1.
Yeah, you're a squirrel. You're foraging for nuts before the show. I get it, but this line is.
Here's the truth: I am starving, and I didn't eat before the show, and it was a mistake.
No, I never eat before the show. You think better when you're hungry. It's true.
Is it true?
It is. Looking at this line, honestly, Chad, I told you this is what was going to happen. I really knew that this was going to flip just because I know you thought the public was overreacting to the Bills game, but in my mind, it was like they're going to overreact to that Ravens game. Like that was, I mean, Derrick Henry just looks like the ultimate game changer. Like that. People in their mind are going to say this is what Lamar needed to get him over the hump of a Josh Allen or the Chiefs, right? This is the difference. You got Derrick Henry, the ultimate game changer. Him and Lamar, the 1-2 punch. And I mean, you touched on it a little bit. You said to me, "Aren't you scared that the Bills won't be able to stop it?" Yeah, of course. Like, I mean, if you go back and watch the first time they played, I think the first carry or whatever it was might have been the first quarter. Like Derrick Henry was busting this insane run for a touchdown, just grown man shit. And I get where you're coming from with this Ravens team, and public and professionals agree with you. We've seen this number flip now because so much money has come in on this Ravens team, and this is exactly where I want to be. I'm getting now the Bills as a home dog. This is what I wanted, and nothing's changed for me. It's like this is the exact spot. Like this Bills locker room being told they're a dog here. Josh Allen being a home dog. Evan, or maybe it was Matt Mitchell in our Slack was talking in our Slack that this is the first time since 1970 the Bills are a home dog in the playoffs.
It's first time I think Matt Mitchell put this in the chat. Isn't this the first time they've ever been a home dog in the playoffs? Ever?
No, I just told you since 1970.
I know, but I think that's the beginning of their playoff run.
That's their first home playoff game, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is pretty special, unique opportunity here, Chad. And does Lamar deserve that type of respect? Yes. We just broke it down. This man might be the 3-time MVP.
Should be.
He's got arguably the best running back or second best running back in all of football in Derrick Henry. And, we talk, they have all pros across the defense. Like, Raekwon and Hamilton are just the ultimate combo for that defense. And, we've seen them now in this second half really make a huge adjustment and just get so much better. But I told you, I just can't get over the fact that if Josh Allen has the ball and the opportunity to go win this game, I have the ultimate faith of him in this exact spot where Lamar, Chad, I just do not. I do not. If he needs to have a final drive to make a winner-take-all type of moment for Lamar in this playoff in this spot, I just don't have the faith in him. So this one really is tough because the number, you can throw it out, right? We both know it's like 1.5. If this game does come down to one team winning by 1, I'll eat my fucking words. But this game feels like, either a field goal to a touchdown type of win, where it's going to be one team kind of dominating, the other team kind of getting a late drive or a backdoor here. And when I really dive into it, yes, the numbers are not great for this Bills team, especially against a type of team that this Ravens team is. But I just keep going back to the fact that it's Josh Allen as a home dog in this exact spot. And if you look at the action app, no one believes in him. It's all the money, all the tickets right now are all Baltimore. So I just love this spot. This just feels like the perfect spot to back the Bills. And my dream scenario where Bills win big, dominate, Chiefs look bad. They go to Kansas City as somehow a road favorite, and Mahomes is a home dog in Arrowhead. Like, that's my dream setup right now if you're trying to get there with this Chiefs team. So, yeah, I can't believe that they are up to +1.5, this Bills team right now as a home dog. So I can't help it, Chad. It just moved too much.
It makes no sense to bet them at 1. Like, you might as well bet them on the money line, right?
Yeah, we're like we talk all the time. Like, if you are scared off by the number, it's a good tease number. Now you can get them up to 7, or if you do a 6.5 point teaser, you get up to 7.5. So, like I said though, on Sunday night, I could easily be flipped on this game if the had gone what Chad thought. What do you think? The Bills would be a 2-point favorite at this point, or something like that?
Well, I think it was 1.5 when we spoke. They had been 2. And I thought it might go back to 2 because I thought people would overreact to the Bills.
And to me, that would have been great because then we were getting Lamar across a key number of 2, and that's where I would have been happy. So to me, this is all about the number and who I have trust in. And these are the best games because it is a game where, not that my model can't figure this one out, but it's like, you got to throw it out. This is the most human part of sports betting at this point because it is, who do you trust? Which quarterback do you trust at the end of this game? And you want to dive into all the numbers, I'm telling you, people, I dove into all of it. It favors a team that has 6 All-Pros on it in Baltimore. Like, there's a reason this team is an absolute juggernaut, where the Bills, they were left for dead. That's why, again, I want to give MVP to Josh Allen. They don't have that across. They don't have a bunch of studs across the board, right? They're a team that has just been thrown together and it works like that. I can't wait to go in the offseason and really break down it. Was the offensive line dominant for the Bills, or was that once again all Josh Allen? Because how great they are now running down teams' throats at the end of games, how Josh Allen never takes sacks. It's just been incredible how this nameless front line of this Bills offense has done it. And we're on the flip side, Ravens are the same thing. They're a nameless offensive line. They've been dominant all season. So, yeah, this is, in my opinion, probably the best game we're going to get in the playoffs until the Super Bowl. Like, it doesn't get much better than this. These are two teams that, Chad even said at the top of the show, like, no one's talking about the Chiefs. Everyone's talking about Bills or Ravens Super Bowl at this point. So, I love it. This is my favorite part about betting playoff football.
You are very fired up about this game.
It's the best.
And I am, it feels suckerish to be betting the Ravens right now.
It is, but sucker has been winning this year, brother.
I know.
Don't let that scare you off.
I know.
I mean, being a sucker has been paying big this year.
Part of me feels like I'm waiting to bet this game live because whoever scores the first touchdown, the other team is likely to be an underdog of more than 1.
But these teams are who they are, Chad, where the Ravens, I mean, Stucky's bet, it feels like every week is him giving us Ravens first half.
Right.
And it's been me banging you over the head about, doesn't matter what the score is, you take Josh Allen the second half. He's just been, it's been incredible. I think that's another Evans stat, right? Is he 15-2 Evans second half against the spread? It's something insane like that this season. So that to me is the biggest thing here, where it's like, that's another reason I have confidence in Josh Allen. If this game is Ravens 13, Bills 10 at half, Chad, I honestly think you're dead. You're dead if you have the Ravens. If this is Ravens by 2 scores, if they're up by 10 at half, I think that's your best chance at somehow pulling off this win if you're the Ravens team. Because to me, if this is 3 points or less, Josh Allen's going to get them the second half. He's just been so dominant, and the adjustments defensively by this Bills team has been great in the second half. So that's why I do love this matchup for this Bills team.
Ravens are minus 0.5 point first half.
Can't beat that value. That's good value.
That feels like a good one to play, right?
Yeah, that's nice. Because I thought they would give them the bump that Lamar gets in these first halves. Like, even if he's not a big favorite in the game, a lot of times they've just been hanging 2.5, 3 first half just because he's been that dominant. So, yeah, that's actually pretty interesting tell by the books there, given that number.
Right?
Yeah. Fishy.
It's fishy.
Yeah.
This one's tough. I don't have a conclusion here. I'm glad you didn't make it Simon Says. It's
No,
definitely
I
not
need time
exec
on it too
decision.
because I'm with you. This is the tough game. Tough game.
Really tough game. What do you think of the total? The total right now is 51.5. Feels high to me.
I know, under. So I don't want to give it away, but once again, I'm on 3 unders and 1 over. So yeah, last week I couldn't find an over I liked. Even though Chad almost scared me off my Rams bet because the luck
did.
over. But
Yeah.
once we got so many unders, I was like, no, everyone's just so tight right now in the playoffs, and teams are just not forcing the ball. And I feel like the refs have been calling a lot of penalties. I don't know about you, but it feels like the refs too have been more involved in a lot of like not just holds, but a lot of stuff making the offenses kind of stagnate. That feels like we've had that with a bunch of games so far. So yeah, I know it sounds stupid because I'm betting an over of 55.5, but this one, 51.5, I have this at 48.5. So I think there's a ton of value on the under here, especially with these two teams that, it's going to be cold as hell up in Buffalo, Chad. This is going to be a tight game with two run-heavy teams. So I do like the clock to be running, this to be a low score.
I think it was the Bucks Commanders game where even though it was close a lot of the game and we had the Bucks, I didn't have that usual nervous pit in my stomach. And I think it's because the game just kept moving. Like there weren't a
Yeah.
lot of penalties. They just kept playing. It was a really good game and really good football. Really just enjoyed it. One of the rare moments when I did watching the NFL this year. And I think the fact there weren't a lot of penalties and it just kept rolling was a big part of it.
Yeah, it was a good one.
All right. As a reminder, the Favorites podcast is presented by Bet365. And now, new Bet365 customers get $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Sign up using promo code Favorites, deposit $10. Place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. Those bonus bets can be used on spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and present in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, or 18 and older in Kentucky. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms, conditions, restrictions apply. Simon and I will be back with the next episode of The Favorites on the Action Network YouTube page, 11 a.m. Eastern, Thursday, to narrow it down even further, expand the menu, whatever we're going to do on Thursday. Maybe we'll have more intel that makes us feel differently about the Bills and the Ravens, or the Chiefs and the Texans. Download us from Spotify, Apple Pods, wherever you get your pods. Rate, review, subscribe, leave us 5 stars, say whatever you want. Feedback is a gift. Till next time. Love you.